Okay, so this is going to be a bit different than normal because the first half of my reaction I had to pause and then my computer did a glitch thing and I lost the first half of my reaction. I have the second half be time stamped somewhere, but I'm just going to review the first half of what I saw. Basically that so we open with Cole interrogating Aaron by beating the shit out of him, and Cassie stands by like, oh no, it's the only way, so I have to. So she's like really looking conflicted, but also not saying anything and just letting it happen. And I know he was in the wrong for what he did, but also torture makes me uncomfortable, which I'm sure is a very controversial opinion. But it felt very weird watching it, especially in the context that Cassie is supposed to care about Aaron. So that was weird to watch. Like, I can understand Cole's point of view and why he would go about it that way, but Cassie at any point could have come up with something else other than she was feeling betrayed, so she let that happen. And Aaron ends up getting loose, and he fights Cole with a flamethrower and sets fire to the place, but then the shelf fell over on him, and I was kind of annoyed at that point because they're trying to get out of the building, and Cassie's like, no, I can't leave without him. And Cole was like, no, we gotta go. And it's like, this could have at any point been stopped if that, like, you would never have been in that situation if that was a different, you tried some other way. So, like, now you care he's being burned to death when you had so much physical violence done to him already in that episode. Just a few minutes. So then they decide to go check on Mark Ridge, and is the new CEO, and that she's kind of purposely riling up everyone. And she starts to get into she's gonna give the world back to the animals and just purposely riling them up. But she says she also intends to hold to that word, which, as we know, animals thrive in the pandemic that happens in this show. And she's still very much into Cole in some way. And Cassie's getting fed up, and Jennifer doesn't like Cassie talking at all, so she keeps being like talking over, and she was like, oh god, I hate you. Like, so annoyed with Cassie, and that's why I wish my reaction hadn't gotten all messed up, because I had a genuine good laugh at this scene because it was played so, it was funny. At least in the absurdity of it. And Cassie gets fed up and slaps Jennifer because, you know, I guess she's going through her dark era or something. And that gets the information out of her, which was information about Ramsey being working with them at Mark Ridge, and he's going to buy the time machine that Marina would be using, and yeah. But it was all intended for her to say that because she ends up getting on the phone with, I'm always forgetting her name, but Liza Minnelli, and revealing that she gave away that information. So a good chunk of this first episode, I feel like I had such good reactions to, so I'm very frustrated. But the scene of Jennifer telling Cassie, he's like, blah blah blah, I hate you. It's very childish, but it's actually very funny, and mostly because I feel like I'm getting more and more fed up with the way Cassie's being written at this particular point in the show. Like, she's just annoying me. Like, she's just kind of, she's got these foundational principles that's like, she has these lines that she won't cross, but now she will because stuff has gone down. So it feels like she's kind of just being whatever we need her to in the moment, and maybe in some ways she could be seen as rogue, but I am getting irritated with the torture of Aaron and then her slapping Jennifer to try and get that information. So that is what I remember of my reaction to the first half. Now let's get into the second half.
at Spearhead, this was a huge headache for me. And this many all at once, that place is going dark.
Oh, this is very CGI. Wow.
How the hell did we get in?
Exhaust tunnels.
You ready to have some fun? Okay, well, gonna walk away.
You're walking through a red forest.
Oh, yes.
You're walking through a red forest.
You're alive.
Yeah.
Took you, I thought.
She killed me.
That's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are no straight lines, brother.
Yeah.
You want to destroy it.
Cassie.
That may be true, but he's not killing millions of people just to save her.
He deserves.
Hello again.
Oh, you
I
badass.
would put that down if I was you.
Apologies, Mr. Deacon. The machine is yours. Or I'll kill everyone in this room.
He's just like, please pick the first option.
See, the witness.
The witness?
It's not that simple.
You think I'm the witness?
Do it, Cole.
I'm not doing.
He's not the witness.
What?
It's about his son. I can talk to him.
Tell me, Ramsey.
Yanked my headphones out.
Cassie, put the gun down.
I'm all good. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just. Yeah.
He made his choice.
Well, that worked out well, didn't it?
Not recommend that. They are going to be a problem for you, not us.
It's like, I don't really care what happens to you. If only we could go back in time and stop you from being such a fucking idiot. I swear to God.
Both gonna die here.
It's good to see that Ramsey still has that side to him. He's still willing. This is not really a good time to send her to Katerina. Katerina does not need this idiot in her vicinity right now. Oh. Well, that was 28 years for naught.
In 28 years, they'll be ready. This is quite the undertaking.
What?
It has to be.
Them?
Nothing is more important. Into obscurity. His future unknown to us.
Really?
All of this is preordained. Scripted by time. Unmovable. Because there is nothing more powerful than fate.
Well, Katerina doesn't believe in fate, and that she said that last episode. So maybe it can be changed.
Not exactly. I have work to finish.
Oh. God, the look in her eyes is frightening. Okay, so at the end of this episode, at the end of this season, I'm left with some questions, like, who is the witness? We were definitely purposely led to believe that it was Ramses. And of course, we were left wondering on purpose I'm not unique for wanting this question answered. It's to keep us in suspense for season two. But yeah, it was framed as Ramses to be the witness. The main thing we know about the witness is that it's somebody from the future who knows all the moves that are going to happen from the side of Project Splinter and informs the 12 monkeys. And it appeared to be Ramses. I mean, going off that information alone, of course it would seem like it was him, but apparently it isn't. And maybe it's not because the 12 monkeys sought him out and they were informed by someone else. And then I'm left going, who could it be? And I feel like the big reveal that if we find out who the witness is, logically, if it's any one person, it would be someone from our main cast. And so I'm going over it in my head as soon as they said that. And I'm like, is it Cole? Like, Cole showed them the paradox, and that's how they know about the watches and the chaos that can be created with the paradoxes. Like, he showed them that particular thing, and that's where they got the idea to show Ramsey. And Cole is the witness because maybe he wants to undo everything that was set in motion because of the pain that it caused him throughout time, and he just wants to erase it, or it's a different version of Cole because of a paradox. Especially now that we have Cole and younger Cole living within the same time, like they're literally just like, I don't know what, down the street from each other. It's maybe it's that version of Cole that does it. I don't know. Maybe it's Cassie, because that seems like the kind of thing she would do. Or maybe it's Katerina, knowing that her determination to change her present and to change the future causes so much pain and chaos, and maybe she's trying to go back against herself, but then it causes even more pain and chaos for her and others. Maybe it's Jennifer, because she does appear to be all-knowing in the future. Or maybe it's no one particular person. Maybe it's just a collective, or just what comes about from playing with time like this. I don't know. So points that I wrote down. Cole assumed that it was Ramsey, and he's the one who told Cassie that it was Ramsey. Like, so there's not much to go on besides the information that they know about what the witness is. And there's not much information for Cassie to go on other than what Cole told her, so why couldn't she have just listened when he said he believed Ramsey wasn't the witness? Ramsey had no reason to lie at that point. Like, we already know all the stuff he's done, and he seems so taken aback by it. There's no reason for him to lie and say that it's not him. And she didn't even listen to Cole. Like, he said no, and she just didn't even listen or hear it out at all, and she made a snap judgment, and then went against her own line. She was like, I can't kill someone, I can't do these things, but she's kind of allowed violence to happen the entire episode. She let Cole torture Aaron to get information and just stood by, which I'm sure she didn't love doing, but at the same time, and she looked conflicted, but she just coldly let it happen, which was an idea she seemed to be so taken aback by in the night room episode. And then she slaps Jennifer, and she just makes a judgment like, I'm gonna kill Ramsey right now, and like, he doesn't even consider that maybe it should be Cole who makes that decision or anything. She just jumps right into it. And maybe it's because she blames Ramsey for letting her get to that point because she's a doctor. She'd rather heal than hurt. So she views everything that's gone on as his fault and the reason she's become this way, as though everything that happened with Aaron was Ramsey's fault and couldn't have been prevented otherwise. Um, I I just really want her writing to be better in season two. Like they've got to flesh her out more in order for me to care about her and Cole's relationship whatsoever. Like these episodes all moved at such a breakneck pace. So much happened in every single episode, and they moved so quickly that I don't feel like I had time to really digest her and Cole's relationship. Like, I have no idea, frankly, why they're in love, other than this is probably the best companionship that Cole has ever experienced with a woman outside of like Katarina or Max. And I don't know, Cassie's extra pretty, so that helps. But I haven't got to digest other than sometimes they eat food together and stuff. I don't know exactly why he loves her so much, especially since she has been a source of great frustration, and I think he does like the besides the companionship, the compassion that she has and the energy that she brings. Like, I get that, but is that a basis necessarily to fall in love? And I suppose maybe if you've lived the life he has, maybe it is. And I get that maybe she likes him because of the excitement he brings and the sense of purpose that he brings to her. But still, like, I need to see, like, more bonding, and I need to understand her character better, because right now, I don't see her as, like, dimensional enough or completely understandable enough in order to like view her as a full person for Cole to love. And maybe that's something that people will disagree with me saying, but that's just how I feel. Especially since I see like the seeds of what kind of character she can be, and I see what they're going for, but she's just hasn't gotten there for me, and I was waiting all season for her to, and she just keeps frustrating me because sometimes it feels like it's just kind of like she's what they need her to be. That could be a logical path, but it just kind of feels like it skips some steps with her a little bit, and I'm hoping in season two I get something more, because right now I'm just like I'm at a loss as to why he's in love with her, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows that she means a lot to him, besides just the friendship and the fact that she was an important figure that he needed to meet, that needed to help him. Besides that companionship, it's just like everyone's just like, well, it's so obvious that you're in love with her, and it's like, but why? Um, and like I've said, impulsivity and thrill seeking is always going to be a downfall for a character. I have said this about her for a while, and in a way it was her downfall because she's critically injured. She likely could have died. She got shot as a result of her actions. And I mean, who that just seems like the tip of the iceberg maybe. And I'm fine with her going even further, but I need to logically understand moment to moment what she's thinking. Like, there are characters who do the same things as her, but because I've gotten to know their psyche better as a character, I feel like anyway, and I have loved this season, but I do think that is a particular writing piece that does need to be stepped up into next season. And I hate to harp on it because it makes it sound like I hate her character. I don't hate her character. I would like to be less frustrated week to week trying to understand her motivations as well as I understand others. Um, and it makes it sound like I'm criticizing the writing in the show. Not really. I think overall the writing was pretty decent. It's more how exciting the premise is and how much I care about these other characters that has compelled me a lot. But I do see the potential of this show being absolutely freaking fantastic. And I feel like going so fast that we don't have the most, what's supposed to be, I guess, the most important relationship established kind of is a little bit of a detriment of the first season. But I also am aware that very rarely is the first season always the best season of a show. And if it is going to be the best season of the show, like, you think the writing across the board for the first season is dang near flawless, likely there's no way to follow that up to be nearly as good. And I think there was room for improvement despite how good this first season is. So I can only imagine that this show is gonna, like, from everyone has said that it gets better and better. If so, I'm probably not gonna have these problems down the line. But for now, that's just something that I had to gripe with, just because I got heated quite a bit while watching it. And I'm still feeling that. And I had frustrations with this episode anyway, as you saw at the beginning of the video. Not like necessarily the episode itself. The episode itself actually was really good. It's just my recording experience with this has been less than stellar. And I'm still mad about losing that first reaction footage, because I thought I had some of my best reaction footage in the first half of that episode. Like, there were some genuine things that really came organically for me that I thought just I really enjoyed, and I showed it, and I can't get it back, and I didn't want to fake going through the first half of the episode. So that's my little tangent on that. But anyway, another thing I wrote down is, despite the fact that Ramsey was potentially dying because of her, he still wants Cole to save her over him, likely because he knows how hard it would be for Cole to lose her. And I think that's important, because the brothership between Ramsey and Cole this whole season has been, like, so much the heart of it, and it has been the best relationship. And it breaks my heart that, despite everything that happened, even after Ramsey thought he killed Cole and all that, he still didn't want him to go through the pain of losing Cassie again. He's like, well, if I'm going to die and I can't accomplish what I want, then I want you to have her. And I still think, despite my frustrations with what Ramsey has done, that still says a lot about his character and the good that's in him. And I don't know why it makes me so emotional, but it does. And the fact that Cole at the end was like, your son doesn't need to die. No one needs to die. Like, we don't have to fight Katerina. I don't have to fight you. Like, we'll figure something out so we can all win. And I don't know how that's going to happen, but the fact that Cole even wants to offer it up, because he doesn't want to have this horrible fight to the death relationship with someone who's cared so much about, says a lot about their relationship. And that's what's really been part of the importance for me. And it's not, and going back to Cassie for a minute, I have sympathy for what she's going through. Mentally, she's gone through a lot. I can't imagine being in her position. And I know she's about to be, like, really fucked in the head, because when they were there, she was getting the Red Forest flashbacks. Like, she's literally in the Red Forest. And I still don't understand the significance of the Red Forest, but the Red Forest, it was being sent to Katerina through the time machine. So I don't know. She was drugged and hallucinating that, and I'm sure that brought back some very unpleasant things for her, so I can understand. Speaking of Katerina, I appreciate that Katerina negotiated for the safety of her subordinates, even offering herself up. Like, she doesn't care about herself anymore. She's like, it's a failure that I can't get my Hannah back, but don't hurt these people. And her way of negotiating that they got to be saved was, I'm going to blow it all up. And even though she was like, I'll blow everyone up, so it still would have killed them, but she knew that was, blowing them all up would include blowing up the machine. And that's what Deacon and these strange men that he's with wanted. So, Katerina is a character who she makes a lot of decisions. Some that I don't like very much, some that I wouldn't make, some that I know that are going to get in trouble, but I always understand why. Why she personally chose to do it. Whether I agree with it or not, if I can understand why that individual with their psyche chose to do that, that says something about the writing of the character. And I appreciate that about Katerina. She's one of the most interesting characters. And I don't know what she's going to do now that Cassie's been sent to her and she's supposed to work with her now. Not really sure what season 2 is going to hold. I'm excited for it though. I'm going to be jumping right into it. I'm not, like, I still need to write my Westworld and Fallout season 1 reviews. I will get Fallout season 1 review done before I start Fallout. Sorry. I will get my Westworld season 1 review out before I do Westworld season 2. I will get my Fallout one out soon, hopefully. But it's kind of okay that I don't necessarily... Because I got some time before Fallout season 2 gets to us. But I think I'm kind of just going to jump right in to 12 Monkeys season 2, because I don't even fully know how I'm going to be able to summarize everything that happened here. So I'll hop right into it. After I do a couple of the other shows that I'm doing, I'll get this one out and then a couple episodes of my other shows that I'm watching, and then I'll get into season 2. Something I wanted to bring up about this episode. This episode is titled Arms of Mine, and I believe it refers to These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding, who was a singer in the 60s, and that's when the song came out. Because that episode, the first episode, that song played in the very beginning when Cole is talking about the world that he is living in within the pandemic and basically post humanity being intact. And then it also played when him and Cassie were dancing together. And I believe it's referring back to it in this episode because it is a love song about holding someone in your arms. And I guess maybe that's kind of become like a love anthem for the two of them. And also just kind of referring to like the warmth and familiarity of a person that protects you. And protection is hard to come by in the world that Cole and Ramsey have lived most of their life in. So I think it kind of refers to that. And yes, Cole and Ramsey's founded each other, but it definitely, considering the history that Cassie and Cole have with it, I think it refers to them, especially since there's a level of warmth and civility that Cole's got to have being in her world that he never had prior, and it's kind of coming back to that. But yeah. Until next time, when I react to the season premiere of season 2, and I'll be reacting to an episode titled Year of the Monkeys, or Year of the Monkey. But until then, I'm Madam Arm. See ya.